I'm trying to be politically correct, so ihi daha ihi pilar. That means good, better batteries for Turkish friends. I'm an electrical engineer and I truly believe in batteries, and as a matter of fact, batteries, we will see a lot of them, also in electric cars, in particular produced by car manufacturers. And energy storage is something very, very old. We think it's new, but as a matter of fact, Mother Nature stores energy for millions of years very successfully. What is new is that we have technologies available today, and we have batteries available that have not been there, so we can store energy much more efficient, much more clean than in the past. So being an electrical engineer, I will bore you with photons and electrons and some boring stuff before we then end up with another statement of a friend that you probably know. Millions of years ago, you came to this planet, and imagine you're a photon ending up on a tree, and on the leaf, not in this leaf, but on the leaf, you convert into an electron. You fall on the ground, you stay there for a couple of million of years, before, if you're lucky, you get excavated millions of years later, and dig into, and you end up in a coal-fired power station. This is quite a roller coaster, by the way, and you, after that roller coaster, make it, and if you make it to that point, you're really lucky, because 3 out of 4 of your peers by then are already dead. So you made it, you end up endless stairs over the grid system, and then you end up at a steel mill, at a toaster, or ironically as a photon emitting light bulb. So this is a very long lasting process, and the unfortunate thing about that process is only 8 out of 1,000 beers will make it to that point. So it's quite an inefficient thing. It takes a million years and 8 out of 1,000 beers make it. So we said, let's do something about it. Today, and you're the same photon coming to planet Earth, and you immediately shake hands with an electron on the solar panel. So that's a shortcut of a million years. So if you're a photon and an electron, then you probably immediately have to go to your final destination. Might it be an electric car or maybe something else. And we said, look, once there is no place for you, we invite you to a battery lounge. You sit there, you wait in a car park until you're needed to bring your kids to the kindergarten, to light a home, or to do some other stuff. So it's not that if you can't be used right away, you get lost. You can wait there until your final destination and the purpose is done. Might it also be a second use home, a second use battery storage, in order to make sure that the energy that is there is used. So the good news here is, now 900 out of 1,000 of your peers survive. So this is not a fake news or alternative fact. This is something that we really do. I want to show you some stuff and some projects that we from the Mobility House are doing today. On this one you see a real and probably a very impressive, the largest second use storage facility in the world. We have done it together with Daimler. This was the concept 2 years ago, with different kind of batteries, smart car batteries, 1,500 cars, by the way, and other modules from different manufacturers. So we put them together in a hall, and these are the real pictures of the hall. This is in Germany, and you see a lot of inverters, a lot of batteries in that mall. This facility has 13 megawatt hours storage capacity, and they are all made by electric cars. We, by the way, are in grid services with that facility, and here you can see a screenshot of the facility, where we are in the very, very high end of providing frequency control for Germany. We generate around 140,000 euros a megawatt a year. That's substantial value that you can create around car batteries. We call it second life, and believe me, if you look at that electron, it's an easy, relaxed life there, because you have to travel back and forth in Norway, cold weather outside. This is warm and cozy. These batteries live for a very long time. Quite a nice place to retire. This probably you know. This is your stadium, the Amsterdam Arena. We just signed a contract yesterday on. We are going to install a 4.7 megawatt hour battery facility in the stadium. Imagine your football stadium. You don't need a lot of power, but all of a sudden it's Austria against Netherlands. We're not good at soccer, no. Or AC/DC is playing, so you need a lot of power. So we do other stuff. We do peak shaving, so we cut down the energy bill for this stadium. Again, with batteries. In this case, these are Nissan batteries, also second use, 4.7 megawatt hours. So if you come with your electric car to that stadium, you can also help us to drop down the bill. You probably get a beer for that from the head of the state. Ongoing, we will be ready by the end of this year. The first foundation works have been started and the project will be finished next year. Very, very, very exciting project together with Renault. We did a fleet of electric cars and said, why don't we charge the car when we have renewables available, or when we have excess capacity, or when the cost of energy is cheap. So this is what we did with Renault. These are SOAS, and we cut out the cost, the energy bill, by 50% if you do it smart. So if you do smart charging, 50% of the energy bill is down. I can only support you. The driving an electric car is very cheap. Another example we're very proud of is a Nissan project, and this is the first V2G bidirectional project. These cars are today in primary reserve. So these cars do grid services. Once they're not driving, and they're also in Germany, so we connect them with bidirectional chargers. We were struggling a bit on that, but now we're there. So we do primary reserve with electric cars today in Germany. They're part of a portfolio, also together with the stationary storage. And as you can see, we do peak shaving, PV integration, frequency control. So it's reality, and also Costa Rica is probably the first country with 100% of renewables. We make the Vatican emission-free. This was, believe it or not, the 80th birthday of the Pope, and the guy next to the Pope is me. This is, we gave him a present actually, and this guy is a very down-to-earth guy, and he doesn't accept presents. But we said, look, there is the Laudatio Si, you want to make the world a better place. And he said, I'm a person who doesn't want to talk, but to act. So we said, our present to you is an emission-free state. Emission-free state is something very big, but it's not so difficult, by the way. It's mobility and power generation. So we do both, and make sure that the only thing that we didn't do, we discussed with the Cardinal, is once you elect the Pope, the white smoke will still be there. And of course, the summer domicile we will also make sure that runs on solar. So what we do there is basically cars, car sharing, integrating the electric car batteries into the Vatican system. Quite an exciting project. Now, what's the benefit? And I think this is not an alternative fact, this is, to me, the truth and the very, very upside of such projects. We cut down the electricity bill by 50%. So all of you would love that, I think, at home if you have to pay half the price of fuel tomorrow. The cost of the EV goes down. Why? We can generate around 1,500 to 2,000 euros a car a year. So your car gets cheaper. So we will help electric cars to break through. Also, the initial investment might have been a bit more. We are working on business models together with OEMs to make those cars cheaper. The good news is there are a lot of debates in Germany on the north-south trasse to bring energy from the north to the south. We don't need that stuff. I'm a paraglider, I hate overhead lines. So we don't need that stuff because we can store the energy wherever it's needed. We don't need big investments in grid infrastructure. Actually, we can get rid of most of that stuff. And at the end of the day, and I think we're not very far away from that, we don't need fossil plants anymore, which is good news. We should shut down coal rather sooner than later. Now, you started that game. You started that game with Netherlands second. I loved it, I have to say. Batteries first, Dutch win second. You might have seen it on Twitter. When I was in power, the planet Earth was still a great place. Lots of wars for oil, coal and gas. Hydrocarbons dominated that place. Huge, so great. Today, millions of illegal photons and electrons took over. Dangerous stuff like the Mexicans, but you can't see them and you can't smell them. They're all over. Even my hairdryer runs on Dutch wind power. It's obviously too strong. So hydrocarbons, total disaster. Elon, let's go. Let's leave the planet to flames. Let's go to Mars. We stay here.